Welcome back. Nick finds out about the Feed Geelong campaign and the volunteers behind it in our next story.
Well, Feed Geelong is an appeal that we started a couple of years ago now, and it's about raising money for food charities in Geelong. So any charity that is working with food assistance is eligible for a grant out of the money that we raise from the appeal. It goes for the full month of October, and included in that is World Food Day. So we did Brown Paper Bag Day on World Food Day, and the other major event is here at Christchurch, where we hold a community lunch and we get people along to have lunch, and we run the lunch exactly the same as the Christchurch Meals program is run on Mondays and Wednesday nights.
So they're getting all the same food that the people in need in Geelong would be getting?
Absolutely, exactly the same. So all the food's been donated by different agencies. Tasman Meats donated all the meat, and then volunteers generously give their time and cook the meal out the back lovingly, and then it's served exactly the same way, and that is that when you arrive, you're given a number, and the first meal out, that's number one, and you get your food first and you start eating.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of the GMHBA guys out the back helping out, so there's a lot of community involvement?
There's been a lot of community involvement in the whole appeal, but also this lunch. GMHBA have been fantastic in this lunch and supported it, sponsored the lunch, and they supplied, I think, 10 volunteers as well to come along today and set the room and then deliver all the food, and they've been terrific.
Fantastic. How much money do you supply to the local charities?
So on an annual basis, last year we supplied $1.8 million in grants. The Feed Geelong appeal this year, we're hoping to raise around $30,000–$35,000.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for chatting to me, Bill. It's a very worthy cause.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Good on you, Nick.
So now I've got Ben Hill here, the coordinator of Second Bite here in Geelong. Now tell us, what is Second Bite?
Second Bite's a food rescue organisation that deals mainly in fresh produce, and we rescue food from supermarkets, restaurants, caterers and growers and packers, and then we redistribute that produce to community agencies that have meals programs or food programs.
So sort of stuff that would go to landfill normally?
Correct. 95% of what we rescue basically goes to landfill, and so we also consider ourselves, as well as being a food rescue food charity, we also consider ourselves quite environmentally friendly as well. There's two models to it. It helps the needy, but also helps the environment, because it would definitely have 95% wastage in the landfill.
Absolutely. So you've come along today to support Feed Geelong. So how would you rate the food?
I think the food was fantastic for a community meal put together out of donated products. It was great.
Thanks for chatting to me, Ben.
Thank you.
From Christchurch in central Geelong, I'm Nick Rennick for Pulse Television.
Looking for something different and some local art? Come with Belinda to Ballyhoo Art.
Hi, this is Belinda for Pulse Television. I'm here in Ryrie Street, Geelong at Ballyhoo Art. It looks pretty quirky inside and it smells fantastic, so let's go in and have a look. I'm here speaking with Sandra, the owner of Ballyhoo Art. Thanks for having us today, Sandra. Tell us about Ballyhoo Art.
Ballyhoo's just turned 4, which is fabulous. Very excited to have been here for so long. We started really focused purely on art, supporting local artists, and providing affordable art was really key. But since we first started, it's really grown. We're now doing a lot more giftware, statues, even shoes. So it's grown and evolved from its early days.
I noticed looking around you've got lots of work from local artists. How do you source that work?
It happens in lots of different ways. A lot of people just walk in and say, would you like to have a look at my work? And that's just been amazing. It's one of my favourite things, is not knowing who's going to walk in and what I'm going to see on any particular day. But we also proactively go out and source artists, find their work in lots of different ways, reading magazines and searching on the internet, track them down, and sometimes it even involves international artists, and we bring their work in as well. Affordability is a key thing for us, but it is about design as well. So it's really important for us that it works together, and people really often use the word eclectic or quirky to describe our style, but somehow it all fits together and works together. So we don't want to be mainstream, we want to be different.
How do you feel that you're fitting in with the Geelong arts community?
It's been great. The support's been outstanding. I have a wonderful, wonderful customer base who've helped spread the word about the store, and a lot of local artists walk in and talk to me. So no, it's been really fabulous. These are by a local artist, incredibly talented. So she uses the name Little Quarters for her artwork. The part that I just love is this little wax seal. It just makes her art stand out and so different. They're limited edition prints, which makes them really affordable, which is fabulous. This is a different local artist. She's an art teacher by trade and just wonderful, quirky. I never know what Donna is going to bring in, which animal is going to arrive. Could be a rhino one day and a unicorn the next. I have a bit of a personal collection of these that I just love. I've got to stop taking them home. So she does statues as well and the wall hangings.
Ballyhoo Art's an unusual name. Where did you come up with that?
Well, it was after a lot of searching. My husband and I were sitting in front of a computer in desperation trying to find a name that we liked, that wasn't registered already, and we'd been thinking about it for weeks. We typed into dictionary.com a few words that meant something to us, and ballyhoo was one of the few that popped up. And ballyhoo is actually an old newspaper term. It was used to describe when the afternoon newspaper came out, there was a bit of a ballyhoo out the front. When the newspaper came out, people were, reaching, grabbing, a bit of a raucous as they wanted to read the newspaper, and that's a ballyhoo. So it just sort of seemed to suit us. It's been an interesting one because a lot of people don't know the word and therefore don't know how to say the word. I think that's been a good thing overall though.
Thank you so much for having us today, Sandra. This is Belinda from Pulse Television, coming to you from Ballyhoo Art in Geelong.